They say all good things must come to an end. Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Halima Omer
And I am Mia Hassan Mustafa.
and we would like to welcome you to the closing ceremony of LUMS Adab Mela 2021. LAM is a LUMS flagship event organized by one of its oldest and most prestigious society, the LUMS Literary Society. The sole purpose behind LAM is to promote and instill the love for art and literature among the youth of Pakistan. With LAM, we aspire to provide a safe space for everyone to express and create through the magical medium of adab.
So, what makes LAM distinct from all the other literary events is that it enables a great amount of brilliant participants to exhibit their talent through our carefully crafted competitions, have a wholesome literary experience through our socials like mushaira, storytelling, book launch, debating competitions, a variety of literature related activities, and allows them to gain mentoring and further polish their skills under the guidance of some of the most prominent names in Pakistan's literary circle through our workshops. With the showcase of work from participants, they also learn from each other alongside infusing a sense of unity.
Talking about some of the most prominent names in Pakistan's literary circle, we would now like to invite our honorable guest for the evening, who does not need an introduction. His list of accomplishments is expansive. He is a social scientist, literary activist, book critic, award winning translator, and dramatic reader. He is the curator and moderator of the first ever edition of the banned Books Week in Pakistan and regularly contributes to The Wire in India and the Friday Times in Pakistan.
Not only this, if we talk about his experience and knowledge, he is a veteran in his field. He has widely traveled in and reported from Egypt, Yemen, and Turkey over the last decade or so. You can think about his caliber from the fact that his work has been showcased internationally at the Lucknow and Delhi literature festivals, and most recently at Winnipeg International Writers Canada, which is one of the most largest literary festivals there. If we talk locally, you would have seen him at different TED Talks and Model United Nations workshops. He is also the president of Progressive Writers Associations in Lahore. Ladies and gentlemen, his achievements, recognitions, and works are never ending. So please welcome Mr. Raza Naim, who has made Pakistan proud many times and is still making. Thank you so much for joining, sir.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. It is an honor to have you here with us.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, so you have recently written a book called Sahir Ludhianvi's Lahore, Lahore Sahir Ludhianvi. Can you please walk us through the process of writing this book? How did you come to know about Sahir Ludhianvi and what inspired you to write this book?
Thank you very much, first of all, for inviting me to attend and address your closing ceremony. It's a huge pleasure and it's an honor to be here. And I'm a bit nervous because this is the first time I'm actually talking about my book. You know, this is the very first public venue here at LUMS Adab Mela where I'm actually talking about it. And, of course, as you just mentioned, I am the president of the Progressive Writers Association. And can I talk bilingually? Is it okay? Can I switch between English and Urdu? Is it all right? Or would you
Yeah,
be
sure,
better?
it is.
Yes,
It is
you
perfectly
can.
all right.
All right. And the Progressive Writers Association, better known as Anjuman Taraqi Pasand Musannifin, is one of the oldest literary organizations in the subcontinent. I'm sure you know that after Sir Sayyid's Aligarh Tehreek, Aligarh movement, the PWA was formed in Lucknow in 1936, and it's the founding Congress was addressed by none other than Munshi Premchand, who is a towering writer of the 20th century. So, Sahir is one of the pillars of the PWA. It goes without saying that, if the founders of the PWA were giants like Sayyid Sajjad Zahir, Rashid Jahan, Ahmad Ali, and then you have people like Faz Ahmad Faz later on. Then Sahir is one of the very important writers in the second half of the 20th century. So one actually doesn't need an excuse to write about Sahir. I think on March 8th, which is also International Women's Day, we will be celebrating the 100th birthday of Sahir Ludhianvi. And if also, as you know, Lahore has just been designated as a city of literature by UNESCO. So, the very first city in Pakistan to have that honor. So, what better way to talk about the connection between Sahir and Lahore, than at this very timely, moment. How I came about writing this book is a bit of a contentious question. I'm basically a translator, and most of my time is spent in translating from Urdu. I only know two languages, I'm Urdu and English. So, if you have seen my columns in the Friday Times and the Wire, I mostly write about literary topics. Our great writers, who I think should be remembered now by the younger generation, because many of our young people, I think many people in your age group, are very much unfamiliar with these giants of the literary movement in the subcontinent, and some of them unfortunately cannot understand Urdu, cannot read Urdu, which is why the importance of events like the LUMS or the Mela is all the more important, to connect a new generation, a millennial generation, to an earlier time, when literature was taken for granted. I wanted to present Sahir Ludhianvi in a new light. When we talk about Sahir Ludhianvi, we mostly, a flood of different memories and legacies comes to the fore. Many of us know Sahir through his wonderful film songs. His career when he left Lahore in 1949, he had a stellar career in Bollywood. I think he's one of the 2 or 3 writers who has infused बॉलीवुड विद प्रोग्रेसिव राइटिंग, मतलब जो जिसको हम एक मकसदी शायरी कहते हैं, उन्होंने वो बॉलीवुड में की. मतलब अब शायरी, आजकल की तो शायरी के बारे में क्या हम कह सकते हैं, लेकिन उस जमाने में जिसको आज बॉलीवुड कहते हैं, उसमें चंद ही शोरा थे जो कि मकसदी शायरी कर रहे थे. ज्यादातर लोग सॉन्ग डांस रूटीन की बात कर रहे थे, प्यार हुआ, ये हुआ, आंखों में हुआ, इस तरह हुआ. तो साहिर, मजरू सुल्तानपुरी, कतील शिफाई और जावेद अख्तर, जो कि जानिसार अख्तर के बेटे हैं और कैफी आजमी के दामाद हैं, ये कुछ लोग थे जिन्होंने बॉलीवुड की शायरी में मतलब गुलो बुलबुल के अलावा भी मतलब कुछ बातें की. मतलब प्यासा एक बड़ी अजीम फिल्म है हमारी 1950 की दिहाई में, और कहते हैं कि वो साहिर लुधियानवी पे ही बनी थी. गुरु दत्त बहुत बड़े फिल्म डायरेक्टर थे, उन्होंने वो डायरेक्ट की थी. तो हम आमतौर पे साहिर के बॉलीवुड करियर की बात करते हैं, हम उनके प्यार, इश्क या दास्तानों की बातें करते हैं. साहिर ने बहुत से इश्क किए, उनका अमृता प्रीतम के साथ इश्क लाजवाल है, मतलब 20वीं सदी की लाजवाल दास्तानों में से, कि वो भी लाहौर में ही परवान चढ़ा इत्तेफाक से. फिर मतलब उनकी उन मोहब्बतों की बात करते हैं जिनका जो है वो कुछ, जिसको मतलब उन मोहब्बतों का कोई अंजाम नहीं हुआ, चाहे वो हाजरा मसरूर से उनकी मंगनी हो या सुधा मल्होत्रा से उनका मतलब इश्क हो. तो ये एक लिमिटेड दायरा है एक शायर लुधियानवी जैसे बड़े शायर को देखने का, वो इन तमाम चीजों से मावरा थे. इसी तरह हमारे नाकिदीन ने उनकी शायरी को मुख्तलिफ एंगल से नोट किया है. मतलब कई लोग कहते हैं जो फेमिनिस्ट शायर थे, उनकी शायरी में मतलब इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे भी आने वाला है, उसमें पैट्रियार्की के फितरसरी निज़ाम के खिलाफ उन्होंने बहुत ज़्यादा लिखा है, उन्होंने फेमिनिज्म के सपोर्ट में लिखा है, उन्होंने प्रोस्टिट्यूशन के खिलाफ लिखा है, औरतों के राइट्स की बात की है. तो इन पे बहुत काम हुआ है उनकी, और वो उन खुश नसीब शोरा में से थे जिनकी तराजुम उनकी जिंदगी में ही होना शुरू हो गए थे. मेरा ख्याल था कि क्योंकि मैं लाहौर में रहता हूँ और साहिर लुधियानवी ने लाहौर में 7 साल गुजारे, मतलब कई लोगों को इस बारे में नहीं पता, और हमारी आजकल की जनरेशन को पता ही नहीं है कि यहाँ पे उन्होंने 1943 से लेके 1939 तक, ये बड़ा पूरा शोभ जमाना था हमारे बड़े सगीर पाको हिंद में, बड़ा पूरा शोभ जमाना था. मतलब पाकिस्तान का क़याम भी 1948 में आ चुका था. इस जमाने में साहिर लाहौर में मौजूद थे. तो कई लोगों को नहीं पता कि मेरे ख्याल में, और ये बात मैं बरमला कहूँगा, साहिर लुधियानवी को साहिर लुधियानवी बनाने में लाहौर के शहर का बहुत बड़ा हाथ है. और मतलब उन्होंने, और वो बहुत ही हंगामी हालात में लाहौर आए और उससे भी ज्यादा हंगामी हालात में लाहौर छोड़ गए, और बंबई जाकर उन्होंने कभी इस अरसे की कभी कोई बात नहीं की। मतलब उनके दोस्त पीछे उनमें बड़े बड़े लोग हैं, ए हमीद जैसे लोग, इब्ने इंशा जैसे लोग, अहमद राही, फिकर तौनसवी, कतील शिफाई, साजिद हसन मंटो, ये सब उनके साथ लाहौर में थे। हमीद अख्तर, उन्होंने भी बहुत कम लिखा है साहिर के दौरे लाहौर के बारे में। तो मेरा ख्याल था कि अगर साहिर के बारे में कोई नई चीज, मतलब नई चीज कोई अगर आप उनकी मतलब साहिर सदी में कोई नए एंगल से साहिर को देखना चाहिए, और लाहौर में बैठ के मेरे ख्याल में ये छोटा सा एक ट्रिब्यूट है मेरे ख्याल में, क्योंकि मैं खुद एक थर्ड जनरेशन लाहौरी हूँ। मेरे नाना 1947 में अमृतसर से माइग्रेट करके आए थे, तो लाहौर मेरा शहर है, और मैं जहां भी जाऊं दुनिया में वापस लाहौर में आता हूं और यहाँ पे रहता हूं। तो एक नया एंगल है मेरे ख्याल में, लाहौर को भी आप मतलब बैक वक्त आप साहिर लुधियानवी को भी एक खिराज तहसीन पेश कर रहे हैं, एंड यू आर आल्सो पेइंग अ ट्रिब्यूट टू द सिटी ऑफ लाहौर। सो आई थॉट दैट देयर शुड बी सम न्यू वर्क ऑन साहिर, अ न्यू वे टू लुक एट साहिर इन हिज बर्थ सेंटेनरी ईयर। ये मतलब एक ख्याल मेरे जहन में आया जब मैंने इस किताब के बारे में मतलब सोचना शुरू किया था।
Thank you, sir, for answering the question so beautifully. Now, Hassan, you can ask.
So, sir, I would like to ask, what was the relevance? How is it relevant? How can we say that it is relevant today, in today's world? You are launching the book in 2021. So, and how this heritage proves to be the heritage for today's generation, how it is helping?
भैया आप देखें कि आप हमारे आजकल के शहर के लाहौर को देख लें, जब साहिर इन गलियों में फिरते थे, मतलब मैं आपसे क्या बात करूं, इसको तो मेरे ख्याल में कई नशिस्तें चाहिए कि साहिर किन किन लाहौर की गलियों में फिरते थे। मतलब एक मुमताज होटल होता था नारकली में, वहां पे चाय, पेस्ट्री और कैप्स्टन के सिगरेट चलते थे, और कौन कौन लोग थे उनके साथ यहाँ पे, मैं आपको उनके नाम गिनाता हूँ। इब्ने इंशा, हमीद अख्तर, अहमद राही, और फिकर तौनसवी जो कि एक हिंदू राइटर थे और तौनसा शरीफ से उनका ताल्लुक था, बहुत बड़े मज़ाहनिगार थे, और उनकी एक बड़ी अहम एक दस्तावेज़ा छठा दरिया उन्होंने पार्टीशन के ऊपर लिखी थी, क्योंकि पंजाब को तो हम कहते हैं ना 5 दरियाओं की सरजमीन है पंजाब, तो वो कह रहे थे ये छठा दरिया है जो खून का दरिया है, जो 1947 में खून की होली खेली गई मुसलमानों, हिंदुओं और सिखों के खून के साथ, उसको उन्होंने छटा। तो फिकर तौनसवी वो किस किस्म का लाहौर था? वो एक ऐसा लाहौर था जहां पे 1947 तक भी एक मुसलमान साहिर लुधियानवी एक सिखनी, एक अमृता प्रीतम के साथ प्यार कर सकता था, और कोई आंखें नहीं उठाते थे। मतलब किसी को मतलब उसमें क्लास की बेस पर सॉलिडारिटी होती थी। मतलब आप एक आदर्श पे यकीन रखते हैं कि एक नया जमाना आने वाला है। उन दूसरी जंग अजीम की तबाही के बाद सोशलिज्म जब उभर के उतरा, सोवियत यूनियन मजबूत हुआ, तो कई लोगों ने ख्वाब देखा कि हम बड़े ज़ीर पाको हिंद में भी एक नया एक सुर्ख सवेरा आना चाहिए। ये उस किस्म का लाहौर था। उसके बाद कतील शिफाई, मतलब बहुत बड़े गजल के बहुत बड़े सिंगर हैं, हजारे वाल थे, ट्रक ड्राइवर थे, लेकिन शायरी का शौक था। अब्बू क्या बिजनेस संभाला, स्पोर्ट्स गुड का बात नहीं बनी, तो फिर लाहौर चले आए। यहाँ पे एक हिंदू खातून से इश्क कर बैठे, चंद्रकांता नाम की। अब ये देखें ये क्या हो रहा है। क्या आजकल का लाहौर जो कि बड़ा मॉडर्न है, जी हम 21वीं सदी में दाखिल हो गए, वो जमाना 20वीं सदी का था साहिर का। क्या यहाँ पे किसी मतलब यहाँ पे तो मजबूर फोर्सिबली हिंदू लड़कियों को कन्वर्ट करवा के शादी, मतलब किडनैप करवा के हमारे मुल्क में करवाई जाती है। तो ये वो लाहौर था जहाँ पे कतील शिपाही, चंद्रकांता को देखिए, उसने इंडिया जाने से इनकार कर दिया, हिंदू औरत थी, वो उसी बिल्डिंग में रहते थे, रॉयल पार्क लाहौर की, और रॉयल पार्क अभी भी लाहौर में मौजूद है। रॉयल पार्क की एक बिल्डिंग में जो अलॉट हुई थी साहिर को, इब्ने इंशा को, हमीद अख्तर को, उसी बिल्डिंग में चंद्रकांता का स्कैंडल कतील शिफाई के साथ मशहूर था। और इस औरत चंद्रकांता को साजिद हसन मंटो ने अपने अफसाने मोचना में लाजवाल कर दिया है। मोचना एक ट्वीजर होता है, कहा जाता है कि ये औरत थी, इसके जिस्म पे बहुत ज्यादा बाल थे और वो उसको ट्वीजर से प्लग करती थी, तो मोचना जो है वो ट्वीजर को कहते हैं। तो ये देखिए किस किस्म के लोग थे। अब वो लाहौर किधर है? अब तो मोटरवेज का लाहौर है, ऑरेंज मेट्रो ट्रेन का लाहौर है। वो कैफेज किधर गए? मतलब मैं अंजुमन तरक्की पसंद मुसन्निफीन लाहौर का सदर हूँ। हम अपनी वीकली नशिस्त पार्क टी हाउस में करते हैं, जो कि आपको पता है ये वही जगह है जहां पे ये सब लोग जो है वो कॉफी पिया करते थे, हर मसलक के लोग थे। अशफाक अहमद साहब आपको पता है वो बाद में क्या हो गए, कुदरतुल्लाह साहब, मतलब कोई लड़ाई, कोई मतलब मार कुटाई नहीं होती थी, आराम से मतलब मुख्तलिफ मसालिक के लोग, कोई सोशलिस्ट है, कोई राइट विंग है, वो बैठ के चाय पीते थे, पेस्ट्रियां खाते थे। कंसर्न्स क्या थे यार, कल तनख्वाह मिलेगी हमें, मतलब क्रिएटिव लोग थे। और ये वो जमाना है जब फिरका वाराना फसादात अपने अरूज पर थे। मतलब साहिर ने लाहौर में ही देखा था कि एक सिख नौजवान, मतलब एबर्ट रोड पे, जो कि लाहौर में एक बड़ी मशहूर रोड है, अभी भी कायम है एबर्ट रोड, वहां पे वो जा रहा है। और ये वो जमाना है जब फिरका वाराना फसादात होने शुरू, अभी हम 1949 की बात कर रहे हैं। तो वो सूटकेस लेकर जा रहा है और एकदम से किसी ने उसको आके छुरी मार दिया, उसके अंतड़ियां निकल आई हैं बाहर। वो शख्स अपनी अंतड़ियों को लेकर कोशिश कर रहा है और साहिर जो ध्यान, और फिर किसी पुलिसमैन ने दूर से निशाना लेकर उसको गोली मार दी, वो जमीन पर गिर गया, पता ही नहीं। ये हालात देखकर साहिर ने अपने दोस्त हमीद से कहा, जो कि खुद एक बहुत बड़े अफसाना निगार थे। आपने शायद, आप लोगों की जनरेशन ने शायद उनका ड्रामा ऐनक वाला जिन का नाम सुना हो, जो कि कई साल पीटीवी पे चला था, रिकॉर्ड तोड़ा, ये हमीद ने लिखा था। तो हमीद के साथ उसने कहा यार मैं ये सीन नहीं देख सकता, ये बहुत कत्ल है, मुझे पैराडाइज रेस्टोरेंट में ले चलो, मैं चाय पीना चाहता हूँ। वो दोस्त कैप्स्टन सिगरेट की तलाश में निकले थे और उनके चुटकुले चल रहे होते थे, चार सिगरेट तू ज्यादा पी गया तो अब मुझे 4 सिगरेट कहीं से खरीद के ला के देने पड़ेंगे। ये मामलात हो रहे थे। उनके सर पे मजहबी जुनून कुछ भी ऐसी कोई चीज नहीं थी। वो बस चाहते थे कि हम एक क्रिएटिव लोग हों, हम शायरी लिखें, पढ़ें, हमें हमारा एडवांस मिल जाया करे। और वो एक ख्वाब देखना चाहते थे, एक ऐसे मुल्क का ख्वाब जहां पे फिरका वारियत ना होगी, उसमें औरतों को, इंसानों को, किसानों को, मजदूरों को उनके हकूक मिलेंगे। अब वो लाहौर किधर गया? अब तो हम माशाल्लाह से 21वीं सदी में दाखिल हो गए हैं। 2 रियासतें बल्कि 3 बन चुकी हैं इस जमीन पे, पाकिस्तान, बांग्लादेश और हिंदुस्तान। मजहबी फिरका वारियत क्या खत्म हुई है? उस जमाने में भी हो रही थी, लेकिन उस जमाने में आपको जैसे मैंने बताया, मतलब अक्रॉस द बोर्ड लोग इश्क भी लड़ा रहे थे और कोई उंगली नहीं उठाता था, लोग अपने आदर्श पे जम जाते थे। तो रेलिवेंट क्यों है? क्योंकि हमने, वो सवाल अभी भी रेलिवेंट है कि क्या वो लाहौर हम दोबारा उसको ला सकते हैं? मतलब लाहौर तो पंजाब के 2 जिलों में से शामिल था। एक अमृतसर होता था जो कि सिखों का मुकद्दस मकाम अब ठहरा, लेकिन अमृतसर की एक और भी बड़ी पहचान है, वो एक बहुत बड़ा इनकलाबी सेंटर होता था रेवोल्यूशनरी पॉलिटिक्स का। और एक लाहौर होता था। अब उस अमृतसर और लाहौर को क्या हुआ और अब हम उसको कैसे रिवाइव कर सकते हैं? तो जब हम ये चीजें पढ़ते हैं तो हमारे दिल में एक तो तजस्सुस पैदा होता है, दूसरा ये है कि वो लाहौर किधर गया, वो राइटर्स किधर गए, उनकी बैठकें किधर गई। और अब तो बैठकें वैसे ही कोरोना वायरस की वजह से बंद हुई हुई है। मतलब हमारा जो इजलास है, जो हम हर हफ्ते करते थे पार्क टी हाउस में, वो इजलास हम नहीं कर सकते बिकॉज हुकूमत ने कहा है कि पार्क टी हाउस को बंद रहना है। इसी तरह अलहमरा आर्ट्स काउंसिल है जहाँ पे बहुत सी बैठकें होती थी। अभी लाहौर लिटरेचर फेस्टिवल आपको पता है वो भी ऑनलाइन हुआ है, वो नॉर्मली जो है वो अलहमरा में होता है। ये स्पेसेस बंद हो गई हैं। तो हम, आप देखें इस वक्त हमारी ऑनलाइन मुलाकात हो रही है। साहिर लुधियानवी के जमाने में ऑनलाइन मुलाकात का कोई मतलब कोई सोच भी नहीं सकता था। अब वो क्या अमृता प्रीतम के साथ ऑनलाइन इश्क लड़ाते? इम्पॉसिबल है, ये सवाल तो उठाया भी नहीं जा सकता। तो इसीलिए ये चीजें जो है ये रेलिवेंट है। वो लाहौर किधर गया? अब लाहौर को किस चीज, पंजाबी में कहते थे जिनने लाहौर नहीं देखा वो जमया ही नहीं, मतलब जिसने लाहौर नहीं देखा वो पैदा ही नहीं हुआ। लेकिन मेरे ख्याल में अब हमें इसको चेंज करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि अब जो है वो लाहौर मेट्रो ट्रेन बस का बन गया है। अब यहाँ की सियासत बिल्कुल ही एक जो है वो एक खास खानदान की सियासत बन गई है। फिरका वारियत अपने अरूज पर है, खूबसूरतियों को हम मिटाते चले जा रहे हैं, मतलब दरख्त कम हो रहे हैं, पोल्यूशन ज्यादा बढ़ गई है। साहिर के जमाने में लाहौर स्मॉग के लिए नहीं जाना जाता था। अब आप बाहर निकले तो सबसे पहले आप मास्क चढ़ाते हैं और आपको ऊपर वो स्मॉग नजर आती है। वो फॉग भी नहीं है, वो स्मॉग है। साहिर लुधियानवी जब लाहौर में रह रहा था उस जमाने में फॉग, स्मॉग और ये मामलात नहीं थे, वो मामलात कुछ और थे। उस वक्त वो सब नौजवान सरकर्दा थे, एक नई जो है वो नए सवेरे की तलाश में वो थे। वो इश्क भी लड़ाते थे, बकौल फैज साहब के कुछ इश्क किया, कुछ काम किया, वो काम भी करते थे, वो इश्क भी लड़ाते थे। और उनके पास ये छोटी छोटी पैटी किस्म की सियासतों के लिए टाइम नहीं था। जो अब हमारे लाहौर में मतलब आ गई हैं कि तख्ते लाहौर है और मतलब खानदानी बेस पर सियासत हो रही है, वो मतलब वो लाहौर खत्म हो रहा है या खत्म हो चुका है, और वो लोग भी नहीं रहे अब जिन्होंने मतलब मैंने इस किताब के लिए कई हमारे अहम शोरा और मतलब उतबा हैं जो शायद अब 80-90 साल के हो गए हैं, उनसे भी इंटरव्यू किए। तो एक नॉस्टैल्जिया अब है, तो नॉस्टैल्जिया तो ठीक है, लेकिन उसको याद करने की जरूरत है। याद निगारी आजकल के दौर में जहां तारीख पे कदगने लगाई जा रही हैं, जहां तारीख को सेंसर किया जा रहा है, वहां पे याद निगारी का भी एक बड़ा अहम एक अहम मसरफ है। वो एक मतलब हमें एक रेजिस्टेंस है ये, टू रिमेम्बर इज अ फॉर्म ऑफ रेजिस्टेंस अगेंस्ट फॉरगेटिंग। उसको भूल जाने से बेहतर है कि हम उन लोगों को याद रखें।
Thank you, sir. So my next question from you is that you just talk about censorship. So art and literature have always been regulated by various social and political entities. Sahil Ludhianvi also had to leave Pakistan because of a poem that he wrote. So you yourself are a progressive writer. What is your point of view about censorship and the regulation of art?
Well, Sahir Lujhanvi had to leave Lahore because he wrote a poem which openly called for a revolution in Pakistan. And I am the curator of
Yes.
banned books. So I feel very strongly about this. I think literature. Oscar Wilde said that no book is a good or a bad book. There is no morality in books. There are books which are well written or they are badly written. This is what Oscar Wilde said, and so, of course Oscar Wilde also was very much proscribed because homosexuality was not allowed in his time. He was prosecuted for the crime of homosexuality. So he had a perfect idea what he was talking about. I think, I think, in the 21st century, we who call ourselves very modern, we claim to be traveling on information highways. But I think still we have time for primitive attitudes like censorship. I think it's a primitive attitude. I think the only criteria for deciding whether a book is, going to sink or float is the reading public. But if you don't let them read, if you cut off their access to the book, obviously, I think you're killing freedom of expression. And the irony is that many of the books which are banned, or films that are banned, why are we even talking about books? Films are banned. Look what happened to Sarmad Khusat's film Zindagi Tamasha. It was selected for Pakistan's entry to the Cannes Film Festival, but we have yet to see it in Pakistan. It was not released. I think this is a very primitive step, and whatever we may be talking about modernity and information highways and CPAC and this and that, I think there is no room in the 21st century for banning books and censoring books, because books travel across borders. You may try to censor or prohibit a book, but ultimately the books are bound to travel. Even if it's a bad book, if you ban it, it totally is counterproductive, because books will find their own audience. So the purpose for which you're banning the book will be ultimately defeated by banning and censoring it. So just like we talk about rights, just like we talk about democracy, I think right to expression and allowing books to be published, it's no threat to democracy. I think it's no threat to human rights. And also, I would like to mention, last year you had Muhammad Hanif's book, which was translated into Urdu, The Case of Exploding Mangoes. It was taken off the shelves, which is completely ridiculous because the book had been enjoying a great readership for the previous 10 years, and there was no problem. Suddenly, when it was translated into Urdu, Phatte Aamo Ka case, it riled some high official who probably hadn't even read the book, I think. And now the copies are not available. So this is completely ridiculous. Pakistan cannot hope to take its place in the modern community of nations if it is going to be privy to such attitudes. And of course, in our neighboring country, India, these things are also very, very common. In Bangladesh, just a couple of days ago, a writer was killed in prison. He was in prison and he was killed. He was serving some charge of inciting the public. So I mean, this is unacceptable. I mean, I think and Pakistan is no exception. This happens across the board, and it doesn't add to Pakistan's reputation. Although it is said that great literature, great art flourishes in a times of adversity. I mean, and the very good example is Iran. In Iran there is a very theocratic regime there, but some of the best films in the world on very, very low budgets are being produced by Iran. Some of the greatest literature, modern literature from the Middle East is coming from Iran. But that doesn't mean that one starts advocating banning and censorship. It is a natural response to, great literature written from the heart is a natural response to censorship and banning. So, I mean, I don't think that banning and censorship serves any purpose in the 21st century.
Thank you, sir. At the end, we would like to give us some precious advice of yours to the students who are interested in literary works and want to pursue their careers in it.
Well, I think you're doing the right thing. I'm very gratified to know that LUMS actually has a very functioning literary society. And you have managed to, I think, hold the LUMS Adab Mela every other year. From what I know, my limited knowledge. I think young people, unfortunately, in Pakistan, are one of the most oppressed groups right now because no government for the last many years has basically developed a youth policy towards the youth. I mean, youth is not taken as a priority. Every political party knows how to use the youth. They all have youth wings, but look at the people who are manning these youth wings. They're not even young. They are very old people, with gray hair. So every political party knows how to use and abuse the youth to lead them astray, but none of them has done anything for the youth when it comes into power. And it's ironical because the current government also came into power on a huge bulge from the youth, young girls, young women, but what has it done since coming into power, So I think a society which doesn't take its youth seriously is a doomed society, although I'm an optimist, but, and of course, right from your heart, I mean, this is what I'm going to say. Do not listen to anybody. Do not be dictated to. I mean, read everything, listen to everybody, but write what you yourself experience, write what you yourself want to write about, and it will ultimately find an audience. I think in the 20th century, the world was divided into two camps. On one side, there was the Soviet Union, which was the socialist world led by the Soviet Union, where a particular form of art, socialist realism, was being promoted at the state level. On the capitalist world, yes, they said that free elections, democracy, free literature, but also that promoted a certain kind of literature. If a woman wears bikini on the streets of New York, I would hardly call that women emancipation. Obviously, women are free to wear what they like, but that is a very skewed interpretation. So those times are over now. States can no longer dictate to their youth what to write and what not to write. And of course, there are consequences if you write boldly. Too many writers in Pakistan and India have paid the price for that. Sahir Ludhianvi certainly paid the price for that. He was a young 21, 22-year-old when he became very, very famous by reciting the famous poem Taj Mahal, which addressed the lover and said, "Do not meet me at this Taj Mahal because this is a building which has been which is based on which has been built on the blood of workers. It reminds me of a past crime. Do not meet me here. This reflects the wealth of an emperor. It is no place to meet and discuss love. Meet me somewhere else, my lover." And he was 26 or 27 when the CID in Pakistan came after him and he was forced to depart. you know. So, and of course, he never came back to Lahore again. He had a stellar career in Bollywood. But what I'm trying to tell you is that censorship and banning also shapes the youth in certain ways. So I think now with the rise of online platforms, there are many ways in which the youth can circumvent the traditional ways to publish. So yes, I mean, there are many avenues of publishing. Pakistan's publishing scene was not very good until the last 5 or 6 years. Now there are many independent presses which have challenged the monopoly of the established publishers. So there are a lot of exciting opportunities for the youth, and I think the advice is to the youth that just write from the heart, write what you yourself know about, what you yourself experience, and it will ultimately find an audience. I have immense hopes from the Pakistani youth. Every other day one hears about some Pakistani youth publishing a book. Even 8-year-old, 9-year-old girls and boys are, I think, in KP and other parts of Pakistan have started publishing books. So this is very, 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 very encouraging. Even our organization, the Progressive Writers Association, has launched many books by young people who are your age. So we do that, and of course, write in whatever language. One should not be complexed about whether one is writing in English or one is writing in the local languages. One should not worry about that. Someone once asked Ahmed Faz, what language should one write in? And Ahmed Faz said, write in the language in which you dream. जिसमें आप ख्वाब देखते हैं, आप उस ज़बान में लिखें. So yeah, I mean, and it's okay to talk about utopia. Oscar Wilde said that a life without utopia is not worth living. So yeah, I mean, one should keep believing in idealism, and and yeah, I mean, I see a very bright future for Pakistani youth in terms of literature, and maybe someone among you, maybe in my place in 10-15 years time, and they will be probably being interviewed by another bunch of young panelists about some bright young graduate who has made it big in the literary world.
Yes, you rightly said that youth is being abused for bad politics only or for their purposes only. And if the state doesn't dictate what to do and what to not do, so there's a lot of potential there. But thank you, Mr. Raza. It was a great pleasure having you. I would like to thank you on the behalf of all of us. The discussion with you was very greatly, especially about your book, was immense. It was very informative. I know many people here who would be eager to read your book now. We congratulate you and hope for more powerful works from you. It was a true pleasure having you with us, and we hope for more fruitful talks with you in coming future. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank Noor from your team who contacted me and invited me to be part of your closing ceremony. I wish you all the best for your. I guess there is an award ceremony which is going to follow my talk. I wish you all the best, and I congratulate the winners of the awards in advance. And I hope that the LUMS literary society goes from strength to strength, and I personally would be very happy to help out or assist in whatever way. I mean, I live very I think I told Noor I live very close to LUMS, just behind the wall of LUMS. So that is how far I am, and it's ironical that I'm addressing you physically being so close to LUMS, but actually online here right now. So thank you very much once again for having me. It's always a pleasure to talk to the youth, to motivate them, and also to get motivated myself from all the smart questions which you put me. And it has never happened. I have always come away from every such interaction very, very impressed with what our youth are doing in terms of literature and language. So thank you very much, and all the best to you.
Thank you so much, sir.
All the best.
Okay, so now moving on, LAM is an event whose success is an amalgamation of hard work and dedication exhibited by each and every member of Team LLS. From the executive council to the directors to the members of the general body, everyone contributed towards making LAM the success that it is today. We would like to give a huge but virtual round of applause to everyone at LLS for making LAM happen, even in the most unusual of times. Can we all please have virtual clapping for all the organizers? Okay, great. Now, moving forward, we would like to call on board someone who can best be described as the captain of our ship. He is a mentor and a brother to many of us. I'd like to invite our president, Mr. Abdul Ghaffar, to please say a few words.
Yes, thank you, Halima. Thank you for such a kind information, and thank you, Mr. Raza, for joining us. Being a Lahori and a big fan of Mr. Sahar Ludhianvi, it was an honor for me to be a part of this session. I often tell my friends कि एक राइटर के लिए उसका आर्ट बिल्कुल ऐसे ही होता है जिस तरह एक माँ के लिए उसके बच्चे होते हैं. वो अपने बच्चों से जिस तरह एक माँ प्यार करती है उसी तरह एक राइटर अपने आर्ट से प्यार करता है, खा वो म्यूजिशियन हो, एक राइटर हो या फिर कोई पोइट हो. And in the past 3 days, we got a chance to see some of the best artwork in Pakistan that was shared with us. And it was honor for me to, go through some of the artwork, and like, I'm very impressed with the work that you guys shared with us. And like, we will be announcing the results in a few minutes. And before we go to the announcements of the result, I just want to say one thing, that if you win today, it means that you deserve it. So be proud of yourself for winning this competition, and never in life let anyone underrate you. And even if you couldn't win LAM 2021, please be aware that you can still win LAM 22 and LAM 23 and all the LAM afterwards. So yes, stay connected with us, and you can still get a chance to win many competition in the future as well. I have a big announcement that all the content that was shared with us, we are planning to publish our first magazine in the month of April, and all the amazing content that we received will be published with the consent of the writer, and even the paintings as well, on our first literary magazine that is being led by one of our most talented directors, Convener. So yes, one job of LLS is to let people represent their art and give them opportunities to express their feelings, their words. Lastly, I would like to appreciate my team, particularly my conveners and the coordinators who made sure that this LAM is a success. Here, I particularly want to mention the name of Noor. I was informed yesterday that his father is hospitalized, and she's still managing all the work from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And she has done such a remarkable job. So let's just have like a visual applause for Noor for doing such a hard work. We are so proud of you, and I'm sure you'll be proud of yourself too. So yes, thank you so much, everyone, and please pray for the speedy recovery of her father. We really hope that he's better soon, and you could share laughter with him in your terrace in the morning someday. Thank you so much, everyone. Now I would let the ceremony go on. So thank you, Halima.
Thank you, Abdul Ghaffar, for your very kind words. Now we would invite another person, as Abdul Ghaffar mentioned, equally active and responsible for making LAM happen today. Our very beloved convener LAM, Noorul Haya.
Hello and assalamualaikum everyone. Thank you, Hassan. To be very honest, this is quite an emotional moment for me. Honestly, 4 days ago, exactly at this time, I was very nervous about the execution of LAM 21. But it went amazingly well, and I'm pretty sure that many of us will remember it for many years, perhaps, and of course, for all the good reasons. So as Gafar Bhai mentioned, and Halima and Hassan, that it's not a one-man show, and there were many people who contributed for making it a very successful event. So I just like to thank a few people. So हमारे guests जिनके बगैर ये event possible ही नहीं हो सकता था, from Sir Anwar Masood to the amazing poets जो कल आहंग 2 में आए, to Sir Raza. थैंक यू सो मच। आई वुड से 4 चांद नहीं, आपने 8 चांद लगाए हमारी तमाम महफिलों को। थैंक यू सो मच. My event heads, each one of them have been working for past 2 months, if I'm not wrong. And I would just like to tell my event heads कि मुझे बहुत सारे messages आए and everybody is appreciating you, everybody is praising you. I'm very happy and I'm very proud of you all. I would like to thank the whole LLS family. You guys literally proved that we actually are a family. And every department of LLS जिन्होंने बहुत दिन रात बहुत ज़्यादा मेहनत किया. I would also like to thank the participants in exam. Thank you so much for cooperating with us. And I really wish के आप I really hope कि आप सबको भी मज़ा आया होगा हमारे साथ और आपने कुछ न कुछ ज़रूर सीखा होगा. Moving towards almost the end, EC, the wonderful EC, honestly मुझे नहीं पता आप लोगों का शुक्रिया कैसे अदा किया जाए, but thank you for trusting, thank you for supporting, and thank you for guiding me. That's all I could say. And lastly, I guess saving the best for the last वाली बात होगी. वजीहा and तलहा, मतलब without any exaggeration, आप लोगों के बगैर ये नहीं हो सकता था. So thank you so much. You guys are great help. And I'm very proud of you. And now, before somebody finds a method to kill me on Zoom, I think we should move forward and listen to the results. Thank you, Hassan.
Thank you, Noor. So, guys, the wait is finally over. Now is the time you all have been eagerly waiting for. So, I'd like to invite our coordinators, Ms. Wajiha Saqib and Mr. Talha Shehzad, to please announce the results.
Yo, am I audible?
Yes.
Good enough? Okay. Yeah, so it's time to announce the prizes. Finally, I guess this is the time everyone has been waiting for. Well, I'm Talha Shehzad, and with me is Wajiha. Wajiha, would you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, everyone. I'm Wajiha, coordinator LAM. So today we are here to announce the winners. First of all, I'm so glad to see so many of you participating in all these competitions. And it has been a wonderful experience having you all here. So starting off with Urdu poetry writing competition. So Talha.
Okay, so the first competition that we're going to announce a winner for would be the Urdu poetry writing competition.
Yes. So first of all, the runner-up is, any guesses for the runner-up so far? Okay.
Nice.
The runner-up is Amber Fatima. Congratulations, Amber. Now with this, the winner over here is Muhammad Abu Bakr. Congratulations, Abu Bakr.
Yeah, congratulations. And for all others, this was very impressive. Your writings were very impressive.
Excuse me. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, speak up.
सर दूसरा था ये अबू बकर के इंस्टीट्यूशन का नाम बता सकते हैं आप? I want to confirm. Is there anyone else?
Sure, just a minute. By the way, the winners will be emailed afterwards. I am not really sure about the name, but
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Yeah, we'll email the winners. Okay, I don't think there is only one Abu Bakr who registered for Urdu poetry, so it should be you. Congratulations.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, moving on to the second competition. That would be English poetry writing. Wajiha, can you please announce its winners?
So yeah, the runner-up goes to Alia Zara. I hope she's with us. Congratulations, Alia. And the first position goes to Zainul Abidin. So we could have that extra clap for the thing. It would be great to have somebody clap for the winners at least.
Yeah.
Great. So moving on
That was
towards
very cool.
English essay writing competition. And how will you do the honors?
Oh, so we have a runner-up and the first prize for this competition too. Any, I would really like if you guys are active and give any guesses for the winner. For the runner, first of all, in the chat window. Okay, so our runner-up is Mela Khan.
You go, Minahil.
Congratulations, Mela.
Congratulations.
And we have a winner. And I actually went through her essay, and I really actually liked both of the essays. They were amazing. They were very written. They were very well written. And the winner's essay, it was especially very special. And the winner is Aiza Essen. Congratulations, Aiza.
Congratulations, both of you.
Thank you.
So we had really great artists over here as well. So now we're going to announce the winners for painting competition. Beautiful drawings, beautiful paintings by everyone. But still we had to decide among all the entries we got. So we had to rank them eventually. So the runner-up goes to Faika Zara Noor. Congratulations, Faika.
Congratulations, Faika.
And the first position goes to Madha Zia.
Hope Matha is with us, and congratulations, Matha. And I just saw a comment by someone in the chat window that we aren't sure about the other competitions, so it's really hard to guess. And I guess that does make sense. And we have to contend with that. We are doing without the clapping. I really miss the clapping and the audience. That is the energy and the claps and everything about a closing ceremony. I guess that's how audience celebrations have to be. But I hope you guys will be celebrating at your homes. And with it, we have our next competition is the script writing competition. And again, we have two winners. Vijaya, please go ahead.
Yes, for the script writing, we have the runner-up with Muhammad Usman. Congratulations.
And the winner is Aiza Essen. Congratulations, Aiza. Really well done with the script.
So now moving on towards our next competition, which is Urdu essay writing competitions. We have two winners for this competition as well. The runner-up is Zohad Hassan Zaid. Congratulations, Zohad. And the first
prize.
Yes, go on.
Okay. Yeah, so the first prize goes to, I would really like if we have people guessing it, but it's Mudassar Asim. Congratulations, Mudassar.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
I can hear them happy.
Yeah, and that's what we needed.
So now moving on towards story writing competitions. We had only one winner for this. So a tough competition, but yes, we got Amber Fatima as our winner. Congratulations, Amber. It's great to see that most of the people have, been ranked one of the position in more than one competition, which really shows their interest in literature.
Yeah, that was one thing. Just those who went for more competitions, it was really all of them. They had really great work, and it was very often it was very hard to choose the winner. And the other judges told us that all of them were really exceptional. Some could have gotten better, but some win, some lose, and you guys can keep doing better, keep improving. That's how life works. And our next competition is calligraphy competition. This was really one of the very amazing calligraphy works that we got to see in this. And we just have one winner for this competition, and the winner is Faika Zara Noor. Congratulations, Faika.
Congratulations, Faika. So now moving on towards English story writing competition. A very talented person won this competition, and I know her personally. So her name is Ayman Rahman. Congratulations, Ayman.
Congratulations, Eamon. Your story was exceptional. I actually went through the English stories, and especially since I sometimes write stories myself too. And I really love a lot of the pieces. They were very creative and very special. Like each of them had their own way of writing, which I really love reading this part, especially the poetry, English story writing, English poetry. So moving on, this is English debates, and this was a kind of tough competition too. And we are only awarding one award, and the first prize goes to Naba Fatima. Congratulations, Naba. Your debate was brilliant. It has been a while since I heard something that was very factual and tech, which was so well written and presented. So keep going. You can do much better, of course, but this was very exceptional. Thank you.
And now we'll be announcing winners for one of the most interesting events we had, where people had the most fun, I guess. So now we'll be announcing winners for literary puzzle. I've heard great comments about it though. So the runner-up goes to Minahil. Congratulations, Minahil. Whereas the first position has been awarded to Hamayel. Great work, guys.
Congratulations, Hamayel and Minahil. This was one of the, I missed this conversation, but I heard really great reviews about it from you guys and from everyone. So I hope you guys had a lot of fun here, and I wish I was there. Anyway, next is Beth Party, a competition I guess all of literature lovers love, and probably our parents too. I've always seen my parents being very excited about it. And the winner for Beth Party is Rubab. Congratulations, Rubab. Really well done. And with it, we have our last competition. Vajiha will be announcing its winners. So Vajiha, go ahead.
So the last competition was quiz trivia. The runner-up for the quiz trivia was Dua Al-Khair. Congratulations, Dua. Whereas the first position has been awarded to Ibrahim Shabir. I hope he's with us right now. I guess he is.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Jazakallah.
Appreciations.
So that was all from my side.
Congratulations to all of the winners again. And well, I would really like if we all can give a virtual round of applause to all the winners here. And for those who participated, it was a really brilliant effort. Congratulations.
So let's clap together for them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
On the count of three, let's do. Tala, on the count of three.
Sure.
3, 2, 1.
I think you should have gone for ahead and this idea that we can go for capping we can screen share, we can share our audio and pay a cap on YouTube.
Let's just hand it over to Hassan and Halima now.
Thank you so much, Vajiha and Tala. It was great, and I also want to convey my heartiest congratulations to everyone who won and everyone who participated. You are the true spirit of this great literary event. And I would like to say all the participants who couldn't win, I have to say only one thing, that don't ever lose your hope, as it is said that it is only your hard work that matters. And believe me, that it will pay off one way or the other one day or the other day in the coming time, inshallah. Halima.
On this note, we conclude the ceremony. Till we meet again next year, inshallah, guys. Have a good night and Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, guys. Allah Hafiz.